So things are starting to change in the front yard, finally. Of course, we still have my fabulous fig tree. This is the Celeste fig. This new planting is my LSU fig. I just put that in this past spring. This fall, I planted this. It's supposed to be a pink American Beautyberry, but the berries seem to have lost their color since I put them in there, so now they're looking white. I might end up with a white one, but I thought it was pink. We're probably going to cut this crepe myrtle, if not down, back dramatically, because it keeps growing up onto the roof of the house. And then my Maypop. I got this and the American Beautyberries at a plant sale with Dallas Master Gardeners thing at the Discovery Gardens. This is a rose I put in last spring. It's called Seafoam, I think. It's supposed to be on these little tiny clusters of white roses. I've gotten a few off of it. This is my passion flower. Yes, this is different than the Maypop, which is a variety of passion flower. This has never bloomed. It usually gets attacked by caterpillars by now and is dead. But it comes back every year. So, roses I bought last spring. This is my Purple Floor Show. It is staying in a pot. It's supposed to be a good container one. I might change my mind next year, but right now it's going in the pot. This is another plant I got at that plant sale. It's a hardy hibiscus, Lord something, Baltimore. My wife likes hibiscus, so I got hibiscus. This is a rose, Moonlight Romantica. I think this is the kind of creamy white with a little bit of tint of yellow to it. This is an Indigo Spires salvia that I acquired after my wife killed my black and blue salvia that was like right there in front of it. She, when trying to kill off the hackberries, got that too. This is my Handle rose, and that just went in the ground. I've had it since spring, but I just put it in the ground. It was struggling a bit in the pot, as you can see. This one I think is the one that has like the pink tips to it. And then we put in a big hit red hardy hibiscus that we got at our local H-E-B. I need to get all that grass cleaned up. That is probably where that Purple Floor Show will go or something, but I need to get the grass cleaned up first. And then this is the white crepe myrtle. It had suffered a lot of damage from that freeze a few years back, and last spring my wife attempted to cut it down, but it has grown back and is flourishing. It's quite beautiful now. This is the bur oak I put in shortly after we moved in. So it's been here not quite 12 years, I think probably 11. It was a little bitty thing when I got it. It's still fairly small for an oak, but it's grown a lot. There's the purple irises I got from my grandmother's land. This is my Purple Beautyberry. It had gotten damaged. I cut it off. It's probably getting too much sun here, but I've got things I'm going to plant around it in the spring. But as you can see, it's putting on some new growth. If it could focus on that. Yeah, it's not wanting to focus on that little bitty thing. But it's putting on some new growth, so it is still alive. And this is that pomegranate I put in the same shortly after I put in that big old fig. And it had suffered more from the freeze we had several years back, and it's never bloomed since. We've tried cutting it back. I'm going to try fertilizing it this year and see if that will work. But yeah, that's my front yard right now. Lots of new plantings. I've got some elderberry that's going to go here, probably on this side, because it gets more shade from my neighbor's oak tree. And I've ordered some blueberries that I'm thinking will go up here, but in pots. But that's it. I will say, this maypop that I put, this is a trellis I already had in the backyard. I was growing like cucumber on it in the spring. I really want an obelisk style trellis, but I'm going to start trying to watch my budget a little bit better. I'll talk about that later because I'm really kind of working out the details of how I plan on doing that. Oh, and I've got my southern cherry back here. It's going to be moved over to here later, but for next spring. But right now it's over here helping it get established in this pot that I put it in. I'm not sure because it's a southern sweet cherry. I'm not sure if it's something I really can put in the ground here. We'll see. So here we are in the backyard. These are the various sundry things that I am attempting to propagate. Most things got labeled. Almost nothing in there is labeled, other than the Mexican honeysuckle and the lantana. The rest of those came from a bouquet that I got when I had some friends over for some gumbo. So I just put the stuff in. We'll see what happens. This is the stuff I put in with, I got from that propagating class, and that was the setup we did for the propagation class. I think most of that's dead. But the stuff I did with the perlite is doing well. Pretty excited about that. Let's go back over to my containers. You'll note that the big cauldron water fountain thing is gone. The plastic bag with the bucket on top is my wife's chimenea, because it is now time to start enjoying a fire in the evenings, and it also helps get the mosquitoes away when we're sitting out here. I'm gonna put all these celosia in the ground up front in the next few days. They've started, the ones we had before are starting to reseed themselves. I'm hoping this will do the same when it has a little bit more space. I still need to get some river rocks in the next week or two for the plumeria so that I can bring it in, as well as that tropical hibiscus. And I'm thinking about pruning that tropical hibiscus back pretty well when I go to bring it in, so it'll bush out more in the spring. This is my green stalk. This is the only one where things are actually appearing to grow. Of course, I've got like a 50% success rate. It looks like, yeah. So I ended up having to take it apart because the dog was telling me that there was rodents in here. I didn't find any, but the first 3 layers have lettuce in them now, and I didn't fill the 2 pockets on the bottom. It looks like one of them is died, so I'll need to put 3 lettuces in there. These next 2 rows are supposed to be radishes, but only only 2 seeds have sprouted so far. My Parisian carrots have sprouted, so I really haven't got any more beyond their little seed leaves. I might need to fertilize, I don't know. Up here was supposed to be strawberries and dill. I have 1 dill plant surviving. Now these strawberries were purely experimental. I had basically peeled some strawberries I got from the grocery store and tried planting those seeds. Yeah, they really didn't make it, but that's fine. I'm going to order some strawberry plants next year in the spring. Baby. Next year is going to be a tighter budget. I'll need to discuss that. I'll have to do a whole video on that plan. There's our grill. We're going to use that today. It's our anniversary. My wife's going to grill some steak. Very excited about that. Here's the mints, so we have sweet mint in this bed and 1 pot, and the other pot is a ginger mint. I actually have over here, excuse the mess that all this is. This is a chocolate mint. I got that from my plant exchange group. Let's see. Also over here we have the prickly pear. It looks like it's trying to put on a fruit for the first time in years. And that green stalk is pretty much, I think it's got a Swiss chard in it and some Egyptian walking onions. Let's see. What else do we have? These are the pots my roses had been in through the summer. I have, as well as that hardy hibiscus that we got at HEB. Those have now been emptied. I need to clean these out and get them going. So y'all might notice I don't hide the mess. A lot of gardening videos are just so pretty, and mine show the chaos and weeds and everything, because I'd like to say I'm doing something honorable, like keeping it all real and all. No, I'm just, you're just gonna see how it is, or you're just or you don't like it. That's fine. Okay, back over here. We saw the mints. There's our gate, and this is my rosemary, and my it's grown very well this year. There's my French thyme and the parsley. I planted that in the spring because it's so well shaded over here. As we start getting into the later part of the day, this thing has done very well. I'm still harvesting a bit of parsley off of it. I am definitely going to make this the place I grow most of my parsley. Although I've got a few seedlings that I'm going to try to do over winter in the green stalks. Here we have my, let's see, right there is my spicy oregano. And then I've got this rue, which I do rue putting it in, at least putting it there. Got a couple of Swiss chard. And then my sage. I need to prune it back a little bit, but it kind of gets a little spindly looking during the summer. It struggles, but then as it starts to cool off, this thing just becomes this gorgeous plant. And I have put it through hell. I've moved it when it was full size, and yeah, it's done okay. And then we've got some lavender down here. And this is my paradise rose. I harvested all the flowers off of it yesterday for the petals to dry. It had dealt with some fungal disease or something. I sprayed it with a copper fungicide, and then a week later I'd done it with a milk and water mixture. And all the new growth looks fantastic. So I'm pretty content with that. Same's been for the grapes that were having the same problem. This gigantic, let me step back a little bit because, yeah. This is my red sorrel hibiscus that, yeah, y'all have seen me complain about this. I heard that I put this in a very bad place. It is going to go in the front yard next year, which is south facing, and it is going to have a little more room to grow. Here it was really tight with the compost bin here and the fence back there, and well, my poor Suffolk grapes got no light. But it's putting on buds finally. It's going to start blooming, and it's going to have, if even a fraction of these things bloom and turn into calyxes that I can, did I say that right? I don't know if I say that. Anyway, turn into those little things that I can use to make hibiscus tea from. I'm going to be overwhelmed. I'm thinking we're going to make jelly from it because, unusual jellies, are my thing. It's a compost bin. I'm still sifting from that side and moving it to this side. That tumbling compost bin, we're still working on trying to empty that. I've got one side that still has gunk in it. I need to get it out and dumped over here, and we're going to get rid of that because I've got the tabletop composter now. And I'm thinking about shrinking this compost bin a little bit once we, use some of this stuff up. That Tabasco plant decided to come back, which I'm not sad about at this point because I made this really cool pepper blend this morning that was all those Tabasco peppers that I had actually bothered to dry. It wasn't a whole lot, but and then some red jalapenos I dried, and the paprika peppers I dried. And I made this powder. I haven't tasted it yet, but it smells so good. And as hot as it is, I'm probably not going to taste it directly, ever. My mother-in-law did. She regrets it. But I'm thinking I'm going to put that in my Creole seasoning blend and use it to replace some of the cayenne pepper that goes in that. And then here we have my Red Flame seedless grape. You can see where it has some of the damage from the fungal disease, but all that new growth is so pretty, and it's growing out here, and it has met up with my Cowart muscadine grape. I'm so excited. A couple years I'm going to have grapes, hopefully, that if I can keep these things alive. And down here I've got some asparagus going. I'm waiting to cut that back until it is all nice and brown. But yeah, and then my Greek oregano seems to be struggling here. I might see if I can take a cutting of this and put it over where I have that spicy oregano. Let's see, the marigolds over here are pretty much done in, and I'm okay with that. I've been deadheading most of the flowers. As you can see, I've not grabbed those last few and saving them for seeds. And here's my Fry muscadine. It hasn't done as well as the others. Well, it's done better than the Suffolk grape because the Suffolk Gold grape had no light. But I'm hoping that maybe after it's a little better established, it will do better next year. And then, of course, some more asparagus. I'm hoping to have like this whole area filled in with asparagus over the next couple of years. And I have my artichoke. There's some more marigolds that are pretty much done in. I need to cut them out. I'm not motivated to get these things cut down until I actually have something to plant there. And my planting's going kind of slow. Same goes for these white zinnias. My blackberries are looking fantastic. I've got 4 plants here in 3 different varieties. And I still want a primocane variety. This is where my sweet potatoes were. And I've dug all of those up. I need to amend the soil, rake it out. I probably should add some compost, but I use my compost for making potting soil. We'll see what I need to do, what I can do here. But I still have a blue butterfly pea and a lima bean growing there. And I'm just kind of letting them play out. I had a volunteer potato come through, which works out great because the ones I intentionally planted for fall did not grow. They did nothing. I think because I was trying to grow corn in the same spot and they just didn't get enough light. This appears to be a potato that I did not get harvested in the summer. Let's see. This is supposed to be my brassica beds. I'm having trouble keeping alive the broccoli and Brussels sprouts that I put in. I'm going to try another round of seedlings in a few days. But I'd hoped to be doing it like this week. We were supposed to get rain and now it's telling me I'm not going to get rain. So yeah. But my kale and the radishes that I put on this end are doing really well. I pretty much have done like a grid of radishes and carrot, and you're not really seeing those. The kale's doing really well. Over here, these seeds just have not really sprouted for me. I've got some lettuce down there earlier, but I'm guessing because it's just been so hot and dry. I'm keeping trying, and I'm not 100% sure what. It's hard to see here. That is. I'm not sure what that is. I need to do my little plant seek thing. But I've got a volunteer watermelon and a volunteer celosia. I'm probably going to cut that watermelon down soon. You can see I still have this watermelon going with some fruit on it, but they're not really doing well. So that needs to be cut down, but until seeds start sprouting, I'm not super enthusiastic about, doing it. But you see I have a couple of lettuce growing here, so this one has to go, so those lettuces can get plenty of light. These zinnias have been doing well. I've cut them back a lot. I'm not sure if you remember how big and bushy it was and falling over into the bed. I put, you know, see, it's kind of hard. Yeah, this green stake there to kind of hold it up out of the bed. I've been harvesting these for seeds. Been trying to do a little bit of seed collecting this year with the intention of having to buy less seeds next year. We'll see how that works, because once again, as I mentioned, next year's going to be a tighter budget. These are those blackberries I had acquired some cuttings of and started. For the most part, they're doing pretty well. I don't know what variety they are, but yeah, they're there. This big trash can is actually my hand mixed potting soil. That's all that's in there. This is peanuts. I actually pulled one of the plants up. It had a single peanut in it with a, you know, and when I mean a single peanut, I mean, you know, normally come in like 2 to a pod thing. There was one, only one. Let's see. Where else? Of course, this bed has all those tomatoes that have really not done anything. They're putting on flowers. You see that? I keep hoping. I've got like 1 tomato out of all of this. My basil's starting to go to seed. This marigold has done better. I think it's gotten more water just because it's right here by the faucet. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Probably show you this. This is where I've been digging up the dirt, trying to level this area out. We made a lot of progress in the last few. Okay. The sun's going down. Things are a little better, but we were here. My phone overheated. Yes, I recorded my phone. Let's see. There's not much more to cover at this point, but you know, we have the basil. We've got a large leaf, a spicy globe, and a sweet Genovese here. All my mass of tomatoes, and I really need to cut off all that brown stuff, but it is putting on flowers. I'm hoping we'll get a few tomatoes before it gets too cold. The okra has been steadily producing. This was huge, tall thing. I cut it down. I try to encourage, because it wasn't really having any leaves on those upper branches, kind of like some of these are looking. But they've been pretty steadily producing. So right now it's pretty much just okra and peppers. Occasionally I'll harvest some herbs. But I've been very excited about the peppers this year. It's probably my best bell pepper harvest. I'm not sure what this variety is. I'm really considering digging up a plant and trying to overwinter it. I got these bell peppers in southern Louisiana, and they're small, but they've been a very heavy producers, which a lot of the other varieties I've gotten locally have been larger peppers, but they just didn't produce much for me. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I mean, I've got more okra to harvest tomorrow. I'm getting anywhere from, 5 to 10 pods a day. I've put 2 quarts in the freezer. So this has been my harvest. I think those should keep going until first frost. I'm thinking my garlic's going to go in this bed again this year. I planned on putting it over there, but it's quite the mess. But also I found grubs in it when I was harvesting the sweet potatoes. And this needs to get dumped. I was pulling the dirt from this to cover my sweet potatoes, which is why this bag of this grow bag's over here that's pretty much just filled with soil. But that's about it this year. I'm excited to get the hardy hibiscus seeds, or calyxes soon. I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like when they bloom. There are so many little buds on there. It should be quite pretty soon. At the very least, I'll try to get a short in Oh, and there goes Bear. He is very enthusiastic about guarding the garden. He has learned to stay out of the garden beds. But yeah, Bear, calm down. It's okay. He does chase the rodents out, so we are having less of a rodent issue. He patrols it every evening and every morning. He can't go to bed until he's patrolled the yard. But yeah, this is the garden, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm trying to get the fall garden started. That is something I've been struggling with. All my seedlings are not doing quite so well, and my direct seeding's not doing anything, except for those radishes. Those radishes did okay, at least some of them. And this weekend's going to be very busy again. I've got, well, hopefully I'll have good news after that, and I can tell you about that later. I almost forgot. My recent obsession with propagating things. I got some suckers of an elderberry from a friend, and I put those into pots. And I thought only 2 of them were going to come through, but all 4 did. So we've got 2 here, my beans, or my peanuts. And then here's the other 2. So, yeah, I still need another variety for pollination, and I have no clue what this variety is. If anyone has any ideas how to figure out what variety of elderberry you're working with, I'd appreciate it.